Okay, so this is what happened, guys. We were at a bar for his birthday this year.
What kind of bar?
It was but in the sense that like, it was a bar for the girls. You know, the girls in the days and the
What?
Okay, Malik and I are at CVS right now and he's picking up something, and we decided that tonight we are going to get a little bit of a drink. So we're going to go to this place called Italy. It's actually gagging in for the girls. And we're going to pick up some wine and do some Coca-Cola. I don't know, Malik told me that was like a thing that people do in Spain. He might be lying to me. I don't know. Someone let me know in the comments. But yeah, so this is kind of like a spontaneous thing. We're going to go get the wine and then we're going to have a little wine and chat, I guess, tonight. So we'll see how this goes.
Actually was like at Whole Foods the other day, and I was like, you know what? They have a hair care chart that like says like, use this if you're 4C, use this if you're 4.
Really?
And I was like, I looked at that a long time ago, and I was like, let me look, because I've been like switching around, and I've been using one that I've been using for a long time, and then I looked and they said, and it's like actually the only one that doesn't work for 4C hair.
Oh.
And I've been frying my shit, and it's actually crazy. And I need a new one immediately.
Your shit is splitting.
It is splitting. Cantu is owned by white people, actually.
Yeah, they all are. I actually saw a scandal, and I think this is crazy.
So is BET.
Where's B? This is fake.
It's like BET, like the network.
Tyler Perry bought them.
Did he really?
Yeah, I think so. I think it went through, and 50 Cent was in the works too. He was trying to get a little piece. I just want to know what I am supposed to do for real for my hair, because my hair is giving. I want my hair to look like this. She said, is what she said.
What is that? Did that just happen?
No.
Because you just stepped in it and it's moving on your thing.
What?
It's like giving your footprint.
This is not my footprint, is it? No, it's not. Is it? This is a murder scene, apparently. Don't come to CVS without a piece. Where's the color on the girls? Because I want to know. These are the only black women I see. Why can't Issa Rae give this?
I don't want her to give metallics. These are black people.
One of them is a black person. And this is Reese Witherspoon. I think that I'm gonna be in the market for glasses very soon in life. I have myopia. I can't see far. I do. Malik never wants me to have anything.
No, because Darius used to wear fake glasses and he was culturally appropriating my culture. And that's what he gets.
I don't know if it's cultural, but it was appropriation. Actually, it was. I'll agree. And now I really do need glasses. Okay, this is Italy, guys, and it's for the girls. And they're going to say, what was that? Okay, so when I come in here, I get so confused. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be, where I'm supposed to be going. I don't even know. I have yet to get a piece of pasta from here because it's $1 billion.
I think I want a pizza for to go.
Okay, well, I don't even know where to get that. I look so confused, and I think I'm anxious. Oh, I guess. Anyways, guys, our mission here is to get a glass of wine, and they obviously have loads of it, as you can see. And they're gonna say, "Why are you filming?" Yes, Angelo Negro. I want a little bit of Angelo Negro. Okay, so I just don't know anything about wines. Bless you. I don't know anything about wines at all, and I just think that's very interesting. I want a wine that has the wax top.
I hate a wine with a wax top.
Okay, I want something aged, 1974.
This is not from 1970.
That's 2020. I need something from 1970. 2018 is cute.
This is fun.
I need to take a. That is fun, but
What's the course on marketing? Like, what speaks to you?
I think vibrant colors. The pride.
Something uncomfortable. Pride is crazy. Something
this is cute.
I think speaks to me. Like, these all look so boring and sing to me.
This is cute. Actually, this looks cheap to me. So, what is Prosecco? I don't know anything, and I'm so embarrassed.
Prosecco's something black, though.
I think it is. I want to get that liquor that Monique always drank in the Parkers.
I was there.
It's called Alizé. My mom and dad love Alizé, but there's different colors of it. And Monique had the regular one. My mom loves the blue one. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I want Kerry Washington's drinking after a long day. That's what I want.
After being in the Oval?
Yeah, after being in the Oval.
Okay, so why do we care if it was bottled in 1988? Is that going to make you more drunk?
I don't know.
Guys, and
please. We're in the wine section, and I think I look crazy. I almost walked out of the house wearing Uggs.
What we're doing? Like
Yeah. I told him that we're gonna be doing a video. Oh, there's more wine over here, but Cheryl's in. Cheryl's gonna say something to us. Would you guys tell Malik that the way that the glass is shaped changes the flavor profile?
We got our wine glasses from Dollar Tree.
Okay.
And they fit just fine.
Our stuff is gonna taste like it's from Dollar Tree, even though it's not. And I need a little bit of a bulbous thing. This is cute, I think. A little bit of engine. Oh,
I'm not kidding, because the last time I was here, when I was looking for something, I said, "Wow, this is actually really iconic." And then I looked at it, and everybody was saying it was terrible.
okay. Well, I feel like things that look cute like this are never good. They always say like, yeah, just get a little bit of a. Still engine, and it's just not good. All right, guys, we decided we're getting 2 wines. We don't know what this is, but it's 13.5%. He has one too. And wow, I don't even know what kind it is. Rosso Piccino.
6.5 hours later.
I told you we were gonna be looking at each other when we.
Okay, so you guys, it's actually been several hours since we did film those.
It's
things.
nighttime.
It is actually like 1 a.m. Don't judge us. It's 1 a.m. on a Saturday. And
It's a weekday.
we are now drinking our wine. So we did end up going with the Angelo Negro. Is that what we did?
No, that's fake. This is not Angelo Negro.
Okay, I'm a
It's
liar.
actually Santa
If you can't tell, we
Barbara.
actually have been drinking the wine already.
We have been actually, and we're doing something a little different. I don't know if I said this in the video. I think I did tell them that this is a little bit of a Spanish influence. We're doing a little bit of a red wine and a Coca-Cola.
I think it's called Kila Mocho. No, I'm being serious. That's what it's called.
Actually, I saw that when I looked it up.
I think that's what it's called. I'm sure that a lot of people are going to say, what we call it is bunga. And that's cool. I actually want you to educate us. So if you call it something different, then just comment it. But don't comment it in an ignorant way.
Whatever it's called, we're drinking it. And I think it tastes good.
I think it tastes good, too.
I think it's cute.
Did you ever taste the wine without the Coke?
I didn't.
So I did, and it definitely enhances the flavor a lot more.
I think something about the Coca-Cola and the, the underlying note, the little underlying cinnamon notes.
Cinnamon's crazy.
Cinnamon notes and the cardamom.
Cardamom's crazy.
The cardamom of the, and the overlying, the orange undertones of the wine really goes well with the Coca-Cola.
Okay, so do you see how they drink like Coke with peanuts? Have you ever tried that? Have you ever seen that?
I feel like I've heard of it before, but I would never do that.
Oh.
I actually don't like peanuts like that.
I'm interested to try it.
Okay, so why are peanuts that girl? Like,
True.
Okay, let me explain. Peanuts are just like, they're peanuts. Like when you say, like peanut is a thing. Like it's a peanut. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like there's walnuts. There's walnuts. There's, there's almonds. But the peanut is that girl. So why is that? Peanut butter? What do you mean? Why are you acting brand
Okay,
new?
there's almond butter.
That's great, but it's not peanut butter. You tried that. It's not peanut
It's not
butter.
peanut butter.
So why is peanut butter, why
It's
is it?
probably the most accessible.
So you think it's like just the easiest grown?
I think it's the easiest grown.
That's fake. Is it grown?
I think they're on a tree.
Is that really how they harvest peanuts? On a tree? And also, see, look at me saying peanut. It's like Kleenex when you're saying tissue. Peanuts is that girl. Like, I just want to know how it got to that.
I think they're the easiest accessible.
This is fake.
It was George Washington Carver.
Yes. Peanut butter, yes. But he got the peanuts from somewhere else.
Yes, but he was just like, let me just make this peanut into peanut butter because they were the most accessible.
But peanut butter didn't exist at the time. And he
If a
ate that.
Negro at the time could get his hand...
Why did you say Negro?
If a Negro at his time could get his hands on peanuts, they were accessible.
Somehow this is canceled when I'm not there. Negro is kind of crazy to say. Anyways, wow, George Washington Carver, I'll call him by his name.
That's what I said at
You
first.
didn't. And he was an icon for that. I just want to know how he And like, wow, the potato chip. I think that's for
He
the
did that
girl.
too?
No, not him, but another black person.
Another what?
Another black person.
Okay. I think that's interesting.
My stomach hurts from this, I think.
Oh, okay.
This is my third glass.
Third is so crazy.
I am kind of a little bit hungry.
I'm very hungry too, so what is that? Is there a science behind it?
I think that there is.
I think that there's an interesting thing, and I think that it's not talked about universally. Where I think that it's like when you get under a certain substance, something in your brain just turns off and you will do anything that you would never do when you were sober.
Well, your inhibitions are gone with the wind fabulous.
So isn't that scary?
A little bit, I think. But some people need that, like a little libation to help them, get out of their shell.
Yeah, but I think that like drinking as a concept is so crazy. Like we're just like, okay, we're gonna drink this thing and it's making us go.
Okay, but you realize it's poison. I think that's crazy too. That concept is crazy. That is literally poison. As you took a sip. Isn't that crazy? Like we were literally putting something in our bodies that's like, okay, so first, I always think about this. Like, who was like, let me take these grapes and put them in this thing? Like, what?
I think about the first of a lot of things. Wasn't that just, I might have already said this in a video, but who the hell was like, I'm going to milk this cow? That is some weird shit.
I don't know what to tell you.
The cow was just sitting there and they to this, that's weird. And this thing came out and they drank it. That's really scary.
Okay, but we have to think about let's put ourselves in their shoes.
No,
it wasn't us, by the way.
No,
I don't think so.
No,
that's why here's the tea. I think that, and I don't know how true this is, but I think that like black and brown people are more likely to be lactose intolerant because we didn't have cattle. We didn't have cattle. Like European people had cattle. That's why they love cheese and they love cheese and
I like cheese.
Cheese and
I like cheese
and milk and cheeses.
Milk is okay.
And they love milk and cheese. And they did that all the time, and I feel like they just like became accustomed to it. So I think that most European people are.
Do you don't think we had any evolutionary growth?
Like
Do you think we had any evolutionary growth since then? Like you think this is
no, but it takes a long time for those things to happen. But I think that like either way, lactose intolerance is more common in black and brown people. I don't know if that's true or not. Everyone do their own research, but I just think that's so interesting. So my point is, let's put ourselves in the European shoes. Like, okay, we have cattle. Are they like eating the meat first? Do you think? Probably. They probably just saw them as meat, and then they were like, "What was that?"
What?
No.
Oh.
Said what? No. In the position they're going, what was that? And they're singing udder.
Okay, but somebody had a cow and they were. There's no way you can tell me that they weren't.
But they weren't thinking that though at the time.
Yes, they were. They were like, what else can I do with this animal? Let me take its udders, these fatty udders, and squeeze. I'm gonna squeeze them with all my might.
No.
And then I'm gonna drink the thing that comes out of them. That's insane.
No. Let me explain. This is probably what they did. They said, wow, I'm looking at this cattle, okay, and I see that they have, calves, little itty bitty calves. And the calves were drinking the milk out of the. No, but listen, they were drinking the milk. And they're probably saying, okay, so like I know that women have breasts, and they probably recognize mammal to mammal. No, they recognize mammal to mammal. They were like, honestly, like mammal, like this woman has milk. In it, for the baby, and so like that milk is probably for the child. I think that it was more just a little tiny leap of like, why don't I take the milk for myself? If I'm gonna eat the cow anyways, I might as well take the milk for myself.
That's actually so nasty.
It can't be that far different from the human's milk.
I don't. But the thing that is,
let's try breast milk.
I'm not doing that. Were you breastfed?
I actually don't know.
I wasn't, and I think that there's...
Oh, no, I was. I could tell you.
I wasn't, and I think that there's a theory that I want to say is that if you do not breastfeed your kids, you were not ready to be a mother, and you just didn't want to, like... I think that there was something like... There was some kind of, like, postpartum thing. Because why wouldn't you?
I'm going to elaborate. What do you mean?
I think that like something was off. I think there was some kind of like thing. I don't know what it is, but I think that's what happens. And I wasn't breastfed by my mother, and I feel it to this day.
Okay, so the story...
And I think you were breastfed by your mother, and I can tell.
Well, not exactly. So I was breastfed for a period of time, and my mom said I was greedy.
I'm in the video. That's in the video. I can tell that you were greedy, too.
My mom said that I tried to rip her nipple off.
Ew.
I was just a little baby. And she said I wanted a little bit too much milk that she could offer me. So we had to immediately go to, not her milk. But then she said I was lactose intolerant.
Are you actually lactose intolerant?
If I drink milk, I will feel something.
Interesting.
Which is interesting because I can eat cheeses, but like also like cheeses are different than milk. But I can't drink cow milk. That'll make me want to like actually retch. So she said that once we went to drinking regular milk or like whatever regular formula, it didn't work. So they had to get like something called Semulac or something like that, which was like the vegan version or whatever of the milk for kids, and it was so expensive. And they were on hard times.
Interesting.
So I was a very greedy milk drinker from her, and the Europeans were like, "Wow, my children need milk, and this cow has it, and we're both mammals, so let's just steal the milk." And so
but that's scary. Like, imagine. Also, I want to preface: I don't think if you guys didn't breastfeed your children, I don't think you weren't ready to be mothers. Everybody takes everything so seriously.
They
nowadays.
do. So yeah, you better take that back.
And you guys need to understand that like most of the things I say is just a part of the bit. Like we're a part of the bit. Don't take anything that seriously. It's literally okay. But I think that what you were saying is that's kind of crazy. Like imagine if like I've never tasted. I just know that these cows produce something, and I know that their babies are drinking it. So I'm gonna feed it to my baby. Absolutely, they weren't ready to be mothers. If they were doing that, that's crazy.
I'm gonna say that it was okay, but who was it that did that?
I think
Was
it was
the
a
women or
perv.
the men?
I don't even think. I think your scenario sounds better a little bit, but
Of like the mammal thing?
I think it was a man. He was a little bit drunk, and
But were they drunk at the time? They didn't even know. No, that's fake.
yes, they were drunk.
They were drunk before they got milk.
I feel like vices have been around forever.
They knew how to make wine before they got milk.
I think they were like,
This is.
he was
fake.
like, "Oh, is it?"
They were churning that butter
He
before
was
they
like,
got milk.
"Get over here," and he took the udder and
I could not live in
he
that
poured
time.
his mead into it. Did you know mead's made out of honey?
Yes, I've had it before. Have you had mead?
No.
I've
Were
had-
at the Ren Fair?
No, it was not the Ren Fair. It was not the Ren Fair. But me and my friends in, I want to say it was Phoenix, we went to get a little bit of mead, and it was
From
cute.
where?
From a restaurant. They had mead. We were like, let's try it. So we
interesting.
had a little bit of mead, and it was cute. I don't know if I would get it again, but also like, okay, so how did was it the Greeks or the Romans or the ones with the grapes? That was Rome or Italy. That was Italy. And Rome is the same thing. But so
I actually
anyways,
was thinking about something today.
Okay.
And I want to refresh your memory.
Okay, great.
Do you remember Alex the Poet?
I wasn't there. I just was not there. I'm so sorry.
You were Alex the Poet, and Alex the Poet, and it was on my birthday. Is this ringing any bells?
What year?
This year.
Alex the Poet? Oh my God!
And I was thinking about that today, and that made me really laugh.
Oh my God! Alex the Poet! I didn't know that was his name.
He said, "Can you please actually forward me a receipt?"
Okay, so this is what happened, guys. We were at a bar for his birthday this year.
What kind of bar?
It was but in the sense that like It was a bar for the girls. You know, the girls and the days and the...
And the what?
the girls were... And the gays, too.
Oh, wow.
Did you feel uncomfortable there?
No, not at all, because I'm one of them.
Everyone's going...
Cut the camera. Actually, for real.
Everyone's going...
Let's get something straight.
Oh my God, here
I
we
just
go.
actually very much so am gay. And now listen, stop.
Oh my God.
Okay, stop right here. I don't want to hear a single one of you in the comment section saying, we knew. It's it's gonna be like the 5th day of Pride Month when this comes out. So I'm gonna actually give you guys a little lesson. Okay, nobody under the gender denominations, nobody under those gender denominations wants to ever hear that we knew. So I have come out to a number of people, right? None of them in my life have actually said that they knew. So you guys would actually be the first to disrespect me. Oh, do you really want that title? I know you guys did that to him, and I think that was really mean and disrespectful when he came out. And yes, he was flipping his hair, and yes, he was flipping his hair, and yes, he was just a little flamboyant from the second that he was on camera, and that's okay, you know, that's okay. But you didn't need to say that. We knew you knew. He knew. You knew they knew.
I knew that they knew.
You knew they knew.
I did. Well, what was more disrespectful was that, like, my video about, like, the whole situation was more for me to be vulnerable and talking about, like, how I found out, how my parents found out, et cetera, but none of the comments were talking about any substance of the video, but they were all just saying, we knew, anyway, but Stevie Wonder knew that, and I said, okay.
Can you guys see how that's, like, actually really mean?
They don't understand that, and that's
well,
why
I want you to understand it, and I'm gonna actually give you a chance to redeem yourself because here we are. Say we knew, and actually, you won't even know what hit you. You actually won't even know what hit you. So yeah, you know, like, it's Pride. I just want to be open with you guys. Like, we're actually building a relationship day by day, brick by brick.
Very quickly too.
Very quickly, you know, like, this is really, like, coming up, and I just, like, really appreciate you guys, and I want you to appreciate me for who I am authentically. You know,
right?
That's 2024. Like, build a bridge and get over it.
Yeah, I think that, like, I don't know. I feel like this is something. This is cute. This is not unprecedented, but, like, I feel like this is, you know, my audience is not the typical audience to be watching, you know, 2 gay black men.
And I appreciate that you guys use this for entertainment.
I guess I do too. So thank you for being here. Don't say you knew. Malik is one of the girls. And
we are not together.
We are not. And I'm trying to think, like, obviously that's problematic. But in the sense that, like, would they think if I was a girl, or, like, let's say we're both straight and I'm a girl, right? Like, would they also be like, you know, whatever? Or, like, would they also be like, oh, they're together? Like, do you think that happens to people? They wouldn't think, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, like, obviously it is problematic, but I understand, like, people, if you're ever attracted to the same gender as a group of people, they're going to be like, oh, well, maybe there's something there. Me and Malik have known each other for an eon, actually.
Literally an eon. And I want to say something with that, too. When he says an eon, I think we knew each other before we even knew who we were.
Yeah.
And I feel like some of you guys come in the comments quick to think you know the Gaskin family more than I do. And that's okay, but it's also false.
Wait, what do you mean?
I think I see a lot of comments like, I don't know, like, I feel like they'll just be like, this was more in the beginning, I think that we're fine now, but I think they'll be like, I'm not sure about him, Darius, watch out. If Darius wasn't sure, I hope he would have known 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, 10 years ago, 11 years ago, 12 years ago, 13 years ago, 14 years ago, 15 years ago. Like, I think they would have known. So I'm so sorry I'm here to stay. We're in a lease either way. I actually can't go anywhere.
Yeah. I didn't know people were saying anything, but...
No, not many of that people. Actually, really, I feel like actually people are really nice.
And I appreciate you guys for being very nice to Malik. Because I'm very used to, like, YouTube or whatever. You guys, I don't know, not you guys, obviously. But I never really talked about this on camera. But, like, when I was younger, it took me a long time to get to where I am right now. Because in the beginning, people were not cute. I was 16 when I first, I think, stepped foot on camera. And at that time, also, there was a lot more eyes than there are now. So I want you to just imagine millions of people. You know, I'm not in every single video that my mom was in, but like still a lot more people than there are now bullying a 16-year-old.
And that is crazy.
Who's gay. The black community used me as a vice to expel their anger. And I had to read comments as a 16-year-old, like, coming of age gay black man and see the black community, like, against me every day. Like, comment after comment after comment. Oh, well, he doesn't spend time with his dad, and he doesn't do this, and blah, 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 blah.
Crazy.
And your Nate must be ashamed of his son, and this and that. And I'm 16, looking at these comments of grown adults commenting on my sexuality, and I barely even know what that means for me.
We're stepping on next this video.
We are stepping on next. Don't play with me.
June.
I am very different than I was before, and you guys may be different. Not you guys. I'm just assuming, I'm going to give you guys the benefit of the doubt that none of you guys were in the comments, and you guys are cute, quirky, and fun and fresh. But there were loads and loads of people who were not, and I had to go through that as an adolescent, teen in high school. And I had to figure out who I am today based off of those things. And I think that like I have much thicker skin and I'm a bigger person than I was at the time. But that still like, hurt me and like just going through all that. But this is not about me. Either way, the point is that spread kindness. Don't say, if anybody in your life comes out to you and says like, oh, like I'm one of the girls, or one of the boys. We don't know. I feel like I'm always very, very like cone-headed, or like, what is the phrase? Like my vision is very.
Oh my God, that's gonna make me.
With the horse.
I don't know, but
whatever. You know where they have the things.
I know.
Very, whatever. And I'm always thinking about gay men, but obviously, like I don't have a lot of lesbian friends. If you're a lesbian friend, sound off in the comments. If you're a lesbian friend, one of the girls, or one of the boys, again, let us know. But I think that if anybody in your life comes out to you, don't ever take that as an opportunity of, we being new. We knew. I knew when you was born because you just
Born is crazy.
You exuded femme fatale. Don't do any of that.
And you just need to understand. Just think about where they're coming from and how hard of a conversation it was for them to bring up to you, and just know that it was a really tough time for them to say that. And maybe you guys might be experiencing that a lot because it is Pride Month, and maybe some of your fellow people in your life might be thinking, I want to come out to you, and meet them with kindness. Maybe even if you don't necessarily understand it, just meet them halfway. That's the best you can do, But like he said, like I think that like just showing kindness, because imagine being 16 years old and having a million eyes in front of you. You guys have just never experienced that. And it's actually really crazy. And I've never experienced that either. But even now, like I feel like just even being in the video, so like currently, it's so crazy to be perceived by so many people that only are seeing like a snapshot of you.
Right.
And like, it's almost like you have to watch what you say. If you say the wrong thing, somebody might say this. And then when you do see this, and you can see like hundreds of good comments, but then when you see like a couple, like, those are gonna really mess with you. And I'm not saying you can ever critique me if I'm saying something crazy, but I'm just saying like, just think about like, I'm a real person, he's a real person, everybody on YouTube is a real person, with real feelings and everything like that. So just be mindful of like what you're doing. Your little comment that you forget that you even did like 30 minutes later could really mess with somebody's psyche. And that's interesting too.
Yeah, and again, I think that like, let's spill the tea. I think that like of my entire family, because like I mean now that I have my libations, I think that like we have gone, or when I say we, I mean me and my family have gone through many years. Like I said, I started when I was like 16, like being on the videos and things like that, and reading comments and whatnot, and going through years and years of videos and figuring out like how to do all of this. I think that the people that ride or die for me, it's almost like I don't want to say like, this sounds so crazy. Not the worst of the worst, but like I'm gay, right? So like if you're gonna ride or die for me, you're already one of the girls, right? And so I think the people who are in my comment section or who ride with me are for the girls. And when I see people in my family's comments or whatever, because sometimes I check up on their videos and I read the comments or whatever. They're actually doing so much. I am so grateful for my audience, the people that have come to my channel, because I rarely get anything bad on my channel ever. And part of that is because if you are a serial, if I notice that you move differently, you're block deleted. And you may not know that on your end, but I do block delete. But I think that I'm very grateful for the audience that I have grown on my channel and the people that support me, because like I can see that it could be worse. The grass is not greener on the other side. And then that's why I knew that it was a safe space to bring you here, because I knew how the people who support me would react to whoever I bring on the channel. And so I really want to make sure that I say thank you to all the people who are supportive and leave great comments all the time, or who, even the silent watchers, because I know that I get like, probably 200 to 400 comments every single video. But the people who are not commenting and who are silently watching, I appreciate you too, because there are so many people I watch who I silently watch. I've never commented on their channel at all, but I watch them. I watch every upload. So like, I appreciate all the people who don't say anything, who don't comment or whatever. I still know that you're here, and I appreciate all those things. And actually, if you are one of those people, sound off. Let me know if this is your very first comment. Comment on this video. Wow, this became a sentimental, sappy video.
And I also do want to give Mike my flowers. Like he said, this has been actually a very safe space, because you have to understand, like, I'm coming into an established realm. Like, it's like when you watch a show and you really love that show, and then on season 6 they add a series regular and you're going, what was that? But I don't think I feel like what was that. I think that most of the time a lot of people have been very nice and very comforting, and it's very nice to read it's very nice to read good comments. And even like if it's some bad things about like I said, this constructive criticism, it's nice to read those too. But either way, that is interesting. This actually did become a lot. And,
it did.
But obviously, I guess we had to get it off our chest. So I hope the people that watched this, that needed to see this, saw this.
And also, I want to preface, like, again, I don't know how it feels to not do YouTube, really. Like, it's been so long, so I don't even remember the times when I didn't do it. So the reason why I'm saying that is because, like, being on the opposite side of never having uploaded a video, let's say if that's you, reading comments, you can have a million good comments and you read them all and they feel great and you love them or whatever, but that one hate comment will make you feel like theirs is like truer than the rest. Mm-hmm. Or like maybe the other people are like, you always will make an excuse for the people who said 100 good things about you. Yeah. And that one, negative comment is like, well, maybe they're right, or maybe they did, all these things. So like, you have to understand it is a lot for when you read those things. And I'm well beyond the fact of like, experiencing those hate comments and thinking that they're true or whatever. But like, I understand. I was once at a point where I thought that every hate comment was so true, and I let it get to me. But I'm years into this now, and sometimes I don't give myself credit enough for like being, doing this for however long. I don't know. I think I talked about this in one of my videos, but like being under my mom in general, because she was the one who started this whole thing, that sometimes I don't feel like this is my thing. Mm-hmm. I honestly feel like almost dissociative feelings towards YouTube or this audience that's here for me, because I'm like, well, is it really mine? Do they really care about me? Do they really care about what I do? And things like that. And I think that's very interesting.
So you feel like you're an attachment of your mother?
Yeah, I still feel that. Like, after like, I think I've put in my all to it, which will be happening very, very soon. You see it kind of happening now. I think that then I'll feel more connected. But right now I feel like nothing is mine, and that I'm just like kind of still not, really there almost. I don't know how to explain it. Like, but one day I think in the near future I will actually feel like I earned and deserved the people that are here and the people that enjoy every, couple of days my videos. So yeah, we were actually gonna play a game this video. We were, and now we're just not, and we're talking about serious things.
After that big, actually long intermission, that I think it was actually a well-needed discussion that everybody needed to have.
Yeah, we needed to have this discussion. I think it was long overdue. Some sentiments that I think that I have been feeling and not representing to you guys for a long time. So let's talk about your birthday weekend.
Okay, this is actually very long overdue. Actually, I saw some people asking. I am a Pisces.
Yeah, I did see some people asking as well.
I'm a Pisces. I don't know what that means for you. I am a Pisces. I think I'm a Pisces sun, a Aquarius moon, and a Virgo rising, if you guys want to know. Anyways.
I was going to say, I think I'm a Sagittarius sun, a gagging moon.
No, absolutely.
I actually don't know any of the things.
Do you really not know your big three?
No, I don't.
Interesting.
I don't know any of them. I just don't know, like, what this is. Like, what is that?
You need to know, like, what time you were born at.
I was born at 8
where
p.m.,
you
so
were
somebody
born.
do the
You were born
words.
at exactly 8 p.m.?
I don't know. The first couple minutes of 8 p.m. My birthday is a Wednesday, December 13th. I don't know why I forgot my birthday. December 13th, 2000 was a Wednesday, and it was at 8 p.m.
Where?
In Milwaukee. What do you mean,
Really?
where?
It matters.
Oh, really? Okay, well, yeah, it was at St. Luke's Hospital and.
Well, not that where, but it's just like
Yeah.
what city
It was in Greenfield.
Okay. Anyways, so my birthday was actually very that'd be a save for another day.
This we saved.
Okay. But anyways, during that time, we actually went to. It was my first time actually going to any like gay bars. Was it yours? Like I mean, like real ones.
I would say real. There is one in Tucson that I've been to, but seeing people our age, yes.
And I had like a lot of friends come over, and they like stayed the weekend too. It was very fun. Our place actually didn't have anything. It didn't.
We
have
literally
a
were.
couch.
No, it didn't have anything actually. We got the couch that week.
We got the couch, and we made them help us.
We made them help us. Sorry.
But yeah, so we went. So actually, should we start with Alex the Poet?
Let's continue with Alex the Poet.
Okay, so it was like the ending of a night, and we were getting out of a bar, like the bar was closing or whatever, and we were waiting for an Uber, and then all of a sudden, like you can take over since you were a participant.
Well, we were all like,
remember?
yeah, we were all feeling ourselves or whatever. I'm not sure if he came up to us, did he? Mm-hmm. He came up to us, and maybe I don't remember as much as I think I do. But basically, and should we be saying Greta and all everybody's names?
Fine.
I guess they don't care. Basically, this man came up to. He was an unhoused man, which we did find out was the new term for the girls. So just if you don't know, that they are now called unhoused
Instead of homeless.
And he came up to us, and I don't know if I remember. I think I gave him cash first. I gave him like probably $9 or $10. Everything that I had on me in cash. I don't carry a lot of cash. So I gave him that, and then he was talking to our friend Greta, and she was going to Venmo him, which
No, she said like I don't have any cash, and he said
that's okay.
Do you have Venmo?
And so at that point, I had an eyebrow raised. I mean, I'm not trying to be canceled, but I have never met an unhoused person with Venmo.
Me either. But that's okay.
But that's okay. Maybe
It's 2024.
It's 2024. People have different circumstances. I don't know. And so he was an unhoused person with Venmo, and so then she was like, "Let me give you a little piece of change." And so this time when they're like exchanging, like just trying to figure out how she's gonna Venmo him. He's talking about his prospects.
Yeah.
He was on the OWN network. He was with Oprah. He's giving the girls several books. He has a trilogy. And I was very much like, okay, well, what was that?
Yeah.
Is that what you were doing?
He said he had like multiple books published.
And I, at the time, was thinking like, okay, well, yes, but also, what was that?
What happened?
Is what I was saying.
Yeah.
Because like, but you know what? I don't know. Things happen. We are, just in a different time. Maybe people weren't purchasing the books. Mm-hmm. I don't know. We did do a little bit of research afterwards and looked at what the books were giving. And what were the books giving?
They were giving poetry.
They were giving poetry.
They were
Alex
giving,
the Poet was his name.
Yes. They were giving, what's that famous book? The Milk and Honey. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I actually don't. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God. It was like Sun and Milk and Honey. That's what he was giving. Like that poetry book that everybody had. And Cora had.
Well, all you need to know is he was rivaling Maya Angelou.
Yeah, he was,
okay?
apparently.
He was not playing. And so he had several poetry books, but also he was a painter in a different life.
This one.
Oh, I think I've seen that. He was a painter in a different life. He had different. He was a jack of all trades.
He was. He actually said, I did this and that and that and this and this.
And we
that.
were like, okay, well, like, okay, if you're a hustler, I just didn't understand how he was unhoused, but whatever.
Me either, but that's okay.
Again, we don't know people's lives and their
don't.
situations. So he was unhoused, and he had done all of these things, and so and our friend Greta was trying to get, Venmo him some change, a little piece of change, and a little piece of burger too. And so then he basically was like, he was like, I actually am gonna need you to verify that you paid.
No. First, she was like, well, what do you want? He said, about 30's okay.
Yeah, he did actually specifically ask what he wanted, which was very interesting to me too.
That is interesting.
He was like, no, actually, I think she like maybe mentioned a number, and he was like,
yeah, he was like, up it up a little bit.
Are you sure you could do a little bit more? And she was like, oh no, I can. And that was very interesting to me.
It was.
And I think that when she agreed to it, he was like, oh my God, like really? Like, thank you so much. And then I felt very slighted.
Yeah.
So
because he didn't say any. He snatched Darius' money and said, and counted. He said,
yeah,
okay, I guess.
And then he slid it into his pocket. And then, so I was fine with that. But then once he congratulated, he was like, wow, this is for the girls that you could give me that much. And I was like, so my $9 doesn't matter, huh? And he was like, no, it does. I appreciate you, brother. I'm so sorry that I didn't say anything. And I said, okay, thank you. But what was interesting about the whole situation, well, we were all actually very confused about the fact that he had Venmo.
Yeah.
And he didn't have a phone on him.
He didn't.
At all.
Oh.
And so the fact that he had Venmo was very interesting. And so then he was like, I need to verify that you paid me. He was like, here's my tag.
Which is kind of really crazy. I'm so sorry.
He was like, here's my tag. And I do need you to verify that you paid me what you paid me.
He said, show me the receipt.
He said, show me the receipts immediately. And she said, okay. And so she showed him, and he said, okay. Okay, thank you so much. And I was just thinking that's very interesting, like why, did that happen? And we proceeded to talk about that for not only that night, but the next day.
Yeah,
very confused.
because that was kind of crazy. Because especially at the night, it was like we were still drunk.
We were obviously still
drunk. But then we woke up and we were having the debrief.
And we said, what was that?
And then we looked him up, and he actually has a whole website.
No, we looked him up, and he does have a website.
He does have a website.
He was a carpenter.
Yep.
He actually was around when Jesus was around, and he helped him, do floors.
He did.
And I just want to know, like, wow, like, what happened? Like, that's really sad.
That is really sad. But then, never mind. Might be problematic.
Okay.
But I think that his whole life story was very interesting, and I'm glad that he got like $30, $40 that night.
Yeah, he did actually get a nice piece of change that night. But if you're Alex the Poet and you're watching, wow.
How are you watching? Is my first question. That's my first question. That's all I want to know. I'm just wondering.
This is gonna come back to bite us. We're actually being very nice. I think we're just very curious. Wow.
Yeah, I
think
actually we were very nice. I'm just interested. I'm an inquisitive person.
Yeah, because it's just interesting. And also, like, I just want to know, like, okay, so he wanted to verify. Did he have, like, a Venmo card?
I don't know, because somebody said maybe he had a Venmo card and he doesn't want to look crazy if he's trying to use the Venmo card.
Yeah, that's what I was
Which makes
thinking.
sense. I think that's fine. I just want to, I don't know.
I just think this is interesting, and I would like to know, like,
Me
maybe.
too.
But like, he kind of ate being like, oh, I can take whatever. I got Cash App, I got PayPal, I got whatever.
And who set it up for him?
I don't know, but I just feel like this is very fab. It's very.
Did he
2024.
realize something was about to go down, and then he was like, I need to get a Venmo card quickly?
What was about to go down though?
Him being unhoused.
Well, if he did, he ate that, thinking ahead and being like, you know what, no one carries cash anymore. Let me get with the girls. Let me get with the times.
Or a Cash App card too. I think there's a Cash App card.
There is a Cash App card. There's a Cash App card. There's a Venmo card.
So did you guys actually know that everything is racist? Cash App is actually a racist thing. And
do you remember when the Cash App founder is gone with the wind? Fabulous.
He's dead?
Yeah, he was murdered.
crazy.
Okay, well, anyways, that was like a year ago.
He actually, so Cash App was actually made because it was actually, when it was first made, it was actually the worst thing ever. Everyone said, what is this security? What's going on? So if you ever realized that you got scammed, it probably was on Cash App. So then they were like, okay, so like we need to fix this because all these other things were coming out. There was Venmo, there was PayPal, there was all these other things. So then I think they got absolved into PayPal. And correct me if I'm wrong, it got absolved into PayPal. And then PayPal was like, okay, let's get our marketing geniuses on this. Black people. They're going to use it. So they started marketing Cash App towards black people. And that's why you notice all black people use Cash App and they don't use Venmo. And Cash App has no security, no this, no that. And it's because it's been ingrained in black culture. Cash App is now a black thing. And that's the truth. I bet you most of the people here use Cash App. And it's because we all fell for the racist ideals of society. And they targeted to us. They pushed it into our shit like crack. And they said they'll use anything.
Wow. You know what? I didn't hear about Venmo until I went to Tucson and I had my white friends.
Because Venmo's for the white people.
No.
Yeah.
Wow. And it's in songs. It's in our songs.
It is in songs. Kesha meetup.
Boy, that DM poppin'.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
It is.
I didn't know about that.
No, I didn't know about that. And everything's actually racist.
I don't like this era.
You love it.
Would you rather just not know things? I think I would.
I would rather not know this.
I would rather be blissfully ignorant because the things we know today is just too much. And that's too with the TEW is what it is.
It is crazy.
It's just very much too much. And I think that I just can't do it anymore. Like, wow. Like, I would just rather not know. I would rather be in a time where, like, we were just, like, ignorant about things. Because I don't want to know about all the inequalities, all the crazy things that corporations thought that they could do to us and this and that. And I don't know. And I think that, like, our parents and subsequent generations, like, before us, I guess, just didn't have to think about those things. They were just, like, they thought in their own world and whatever. But now we just know too much. And every time you get on TikTok or any kind of social media app, you're like, dang.
You find out something new.
You find out something that's literally the most sinister thing you've ever heard in your life. And it's always about black people.
And it'll be like, do you know the real reason why we use forks?
Right, and you'll be like, what? You'll be like, damn.
on?
You'll be like, damn. It'll be a thread. It'll say
It will
thread.
be a thread.
The real reason why black people use forks. And you'll be like, damn, what is it? And you click on it and it's like, well, they actually said that black people couldn't, and it'll be something
That is
so
what happened.
crazy. And you're like, what was that? I feel like I hear things all the time, and that's what I heard about the tipping situation, like why we tip people, and like it's just everything, and like the age of information. Like sometimes I don't want to know. Sometimes I don't want to know because I'm just gonna be thinking about that all the time.
Me too. That's so interesting. Anyways, about my birthday.
Yeah. Sorry, continue. We have a lot. I'm gonna have to cut some of this out.
But yeah, it was very interesting. So we went. Okay, so there is this actual famous. There's a celebrity in Chicago, and he does go by the name of.
Oh, we're putting him on blast. I don't know if we're doing that. You care?
We can't say that. Can we say titanium?
Titanium's crazy. Aluminum.
Aluminum?
We can say titanium. He deserves the titanium, not aluminum. Anyways, just think of like titanium, aluminum, adjacents. That's what his name is. So continue.
So there is actually this famous person. So before my birthday even happened, I was actually really stressing out. Because mind you, me and Darius had been here for like 2 months. And we were having all these people come and stay with us. I was so scared because we hadn't been out at all. And I was trying to figure out what can we do? What is the move? What's going to happen? I was trying to look up different places. And I was just, because when you're the host, like being the host is the worst, first of all. Like you don't ever want to be the host of anything. You want to be the guest. You want to be the invited, not the inviter. And I was the inviter. And so I was going, okay, what can we do? What can we do? I'm over here asking my black therapist, my black gay therapist, what are the places to go? And then I was looking at this one thing, and it was like, okay, the black R&B gay hip hop party.
It was actually a twerk fest.
It was the twerkathon.
It was a twerkathon.
It was a twerkathon. It was the twerkathon.
And it was sponsored by Cash App.
It was twerkathon sponsored by Cash App. And it was a twerk fest though. It was called a twerk party. And I was like, okay, but it was like an LGBT twerk party, whatever. And like one of the people they were highlighting on here was this person, Titanium. Okay?
Titanium down.
And Titanium is actually world renowned in Chicago.
Apparently.
Titanium actually has a whole story. Me and Darius actually threw ourselves into Titanium's life. And Titanium basically is this person, is this white gay. And he's also with this black gay whose name...
they're together.
Whose name is Super. And Super, these are so crazy, by the way. And I'm not even kidding. Like, you're probably thinking, oh, they're using fake names. And we are. But the names are like these names.
Right.
So Super and Titanium are actually together. And Super actually has been eating down. Super was first...
eating down? I forgot he ate down.
He did eat down. Super was actually first for the girls. And not the GURLZs, but the GRRLSs. He was with a woman. He does have a kid. But then he switched over from that woman. He switched over to that kid and found Titanium.
We're putting everyone's shit on blast.
And he found Titanium. And he then booed up with Titanium, right? And then he turned Titanium into this go-go
boy.
Go-go.
Poster child.
The poster child of the party. And Titanium just like twerks and like shakes ass at every function. That's his like designated job. Is like he gets tips thrown at him. He's always in a thong. And I think it's cool. Titanium, if you're watching this, like, I think you're iconic. No, I do actually really do. And so that's what he turned Titanium. And then Super is just like, yeah, Titanium, pretty Titanium, pretty.
Okay.
Titanium's a pretty ass. This is my pretty Titanium. And I'm like, okay, this is interesting. And Super actually had a collab with Walmart and made their Black History Month collection.
Which is iconic.
It was iconic. And I think that is iconic. But anyway, so me and Darius are going, are we going to see Super and Titanium at the function if we go to the twerk party? Like, what's
okay, but mind you, I almost put his actual full name on blast. Titanium is like on the flyers for this event.
He is.
Like he is the girl on the flyers.
He is.
So we're expecting to see them at the function.
Mm-hmm.
So continue.
And like Darius is talking about, I want to be friends with Titanium and Super, and I'm going, absolutely not.
Right.
I can't do it whatsoever because this is just crazy and weird. And he's going, no, we need to network. I'm just not talking to Titanium if he's in a thong. Like, I'm just not doing that. I'm so sorry. And we actually go to, I think, was this the first night?
Yeah.
So flash forward to the first night, we're gonna go to the twerkathon, which is actually really scary. We go to the first night. I'm actually very drunk. A lot of people would say.
We came a little late.
We did come very late. But also, the Uber dropped us off in Timbuktu.
Literally, we had a lot of issues to get there.
And we got there, and me and Darius actually proceeded to do a lot with the bouncer. And I think Darius started it. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. Well, first of all, we basically went in there, and he never patted down any of the girls, but he patted down me and Malik, and we were like, I was like, I had a little bit of my eyebrow raised. I went back to the thing. I said, what was that? Why did you pat us down? And our friends who are girls. And he said, actually, how about you let me do my job and you go get drunk?
That is what he said.
And
I
was actually kind of, he gathered me. He
did.
gathered me together and I was really embarrassed. And I did have to leave, which was humiliating, but continue.
So then we go to the twerkathon. We're in there, like, I think I'm still a little bit drunk, but not really. I'm still drunk. And then we go into the twerkathon, and all of a sudden, like, I think somebody, either one of our friends, because I told them about Titanium too, or Darius, tells me, oh my God, Titanium's right there. And I'm like, oh my God. Immediately, I'm in a drunken state. I'm emboldened. I turn around, and I start talking to Titanium. I said, Titanium.
And I had my hand on my mouth the whole time.
I said, Titanium, hey. And he said, hi. And I said, wow, like, I actually see you on my Explore page all the time. And he was like, whoa, really? And he was like, what is, like, why are you here? I said, it's my birthday weekend, Titanium. And he said, oh my God, happy birthday. He said, girls, wish me a happy birthday. They said, happy birthday, Malik, wow. And I said, oh my God. Mind you, I'm a tall guy. So I actually didn't like realize, like my cognitive shit wasn't there. I didn't realize that Titanium was in his usual Titanium fit. You know I didn't know that.
What do you mean?
I didn't know Titanium was in gear.
You didn't realize it while you were talking to him?
Yes, because I'm just seeing him, because Titanium is tall too.
Right, we didn't know that
So
though.
I'm just seeing Titanium at face level, but I didn't realize that Titanium was actually not wearing anything.
Essentially, yeah, not anything.
And I just think that's so interesting. But anyway, I'm talking to Titanium. I'm talking to Titanium and picture him not wearing anything, and I'm just talking to him. And then
he's obviously wearing something.
He's
because
wearing.
you know they'll
he's
think
wearing,
that he's wearing nothing.
He's wearing combat boots, a thong, and a strap on his chest.
We can't see any genitalia though.
We can't, but we can see his arse.
His arse is crazy to say, but.
And I'm talking to Titanium, and he's like, yeah. And I just think that was so weird. And then he was like, oh my God, like message me on Instagram or whatever. Like, please, like, hit me up. Or no, I think he told me to follow him at that time. And then he was like, I'll follow you back or something like that. He said, message me. And I said, okay, Titanium, yes. I went back and everybody called me a pick-me. And I was just trying to network with the fellow people who were obviously prospering in the party scene. And I just wanted to be around them. And then after that, something happened in between that and everything else where one of the people that we were with actually became inebriated.
It was almost like, I don't know if you saw the new, what is it called? What was Will Smith just in?
I wasn't there.
And it was when he said
King
Prince
Richard?
Ali.
Aladdin?
Yes, it was Aladdin. And we almost like there was like a snap of fingers, and one of the people we were with was gone with the wind.
Like,
and almost
very
like
gone.
if you know Dorothy and Toto, that's what she was giving
That
that
is
whole
what she
night.
was
And we were going, what was that? So
And
continue.
So we get to like the main strip of like every bar is on this street, right? We actually, me, Darius, and this other person are ahead of the other two people. The one that was gone with the wind and the other one that was like holding her up, I guess. And we go in, and then we're like in there, and we're going, wow, this is iconic. And there was smoke and fog everywhere. Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. And then the person that was with the person who's gone. The person that was with Dorothy, we're gonna call Dorothy the one that was gone with the wind, and Toto was the one that was keeping care of.
Okay.
So Toto actually messaged us in the group chat and says, so Dorothy's
actually doing a little bit much right now. We Mayday.
Yes, Dorothy actually just got denied to go into the bar. Now, I don't know if you guys know anything about gay bar culture, but first of all, they're heavy pours. They're gonna fill your drink up to the brim. They actually typically don't give a how drunk you are. So we are thinking in our heads, how drunk is Dorothy?
Right.
That she got denied from a gay bar is kind of crazy.
A little bit.
It is a little crazy. And we're going, damn. So me, Darius, and the other person are like, damn, we just got in here. It's actually really iconic. There's fog and sprays and mist. And we're going, I guess we have to leave because we have to go meet them out back. So we leave. And then when we finally left, Dorothy and Toto actually went to 2 other bars to see if they were able to get in. And they actually got denied from both those 2. So now I'm like,
literally,
what is actually going on?
Also, I'm remembering that it's cold, and we're walking to these places.
Yes, but they aren't that far. There was only one thing that was really far, and that was the place that we actually got into. And then I just remember that was embarrassing. And then we got into that place too, and then Dorothy and Toto text us that they can't get in that place either, and we're like, this is crazy.
Literally.
So then we go to another place, and then we get to there, and it's actually closed, and these people are like, it's closed. And I'm like, damn. And then I asked, and I say, okay, so where is it that we are going to be able to get in? Like in our state. And then he says, Charlie's. Charlie's is the messiest, drunkiest, nastiest, sluttiest,
He
whoriest.
said, get there now.
And we said, okay. So Charlie's is actually kind of a trek away, but it's okay. And me and Darius and the other person get there so fast. But mind you, we were all in a group at first. But Dorothy was slowing down Toto so much that they actually got there next year.
Literally.
So me and Darius and the other person get into the place. And then we're in there and we're like, okay, this is where it's at. This is where it's happening. Like, the music was iconic. The remixes were iconic. Actually, I had to use the bathroom, and the bathroom line was so long. And this guy was trying to talk to me and was like, hey, is this line for the bathroom? I said, yes. And this other guy was like, oh, are you talking to him? Do you remember that?
No.
And he actually looked crazy, but that's fine.
Was I with you?
I thought
it was
either
Greta.
you, no.
Or, sorry.
Whatever. I thought it was either you or the other person that we were with, but not Dorothy or Toto.
Oh, I didn't remember.
Whatever. And I was like, no, like, I'm not talking to him. He just asked me where the bathroom was. But then either way, I got in the bathroom. And then Darius was telling me Dorothy and Toto are outside finally. And I was like, I need to use the bathroom. You go deal with that because I can't do it. Because Dorothy and Toto were scared that Dorothy was not going to get in again.
Right.
And then Darius goes outside, and they're actually gone for a millennia. So I'm just with the other person, and we're just like moving around, driving, and all this stuff. And then I think you guys did get in.
Dancing.
But what happened out there?
You said driving.
I said jiving.
Oh, it sounded like driving.
We're dancing. But what happened when you went out with Dorothy?
So when I went out there, this is the first time I'm actually seeing Toto doing a lot, because like I had
Dorothy doing a lot.
Dorothy, sorry, I'm getting the names mixed up. Dorothy's been doing a lot, right? But I haven't seen Dorothy in person doing this much, because we've been just bouncing around. You know, Dorothy hasn't been getting into places or whatever. So now I'm seeing Dorothy going, when I get home, whatever Dorothy actually said in The Wiz. And I said, okay, what was that? And there's this bouncer. There's actually two bouncers. There's one like at the end of the line and one at the beginning. The one at the end of the line was for the girls. Actually, he was so iconic and fun and cute and quirky and fresh. And he probably like loves his job. He seems so cool and quirky. And I was trying to like, we were talking to him and we were like, how are we gonna get her in? Because he was like really like hip. And he was like, because we told him the situation about how Dorothy couldn't get in anywhere. And so then he was like, I think if honestly, like, he was telling us the order to go in. He was like, you do this, like, and he was trying to get Dorothy together. And he was really, really nice. And what ended up happening was, at first, I was going out there to give Dorothy and Toto the keys to come back to our apartment.
Oh, yeah, because they were like, this is just too much.
Yeah, they were like, we were going to go home. So Dorothy and Toto were going to go home at first, and I was going to go out there to give them the keys. But then I was talking to Toto, and I was like, I don't know if Dorothy is going to even be able to get home in an Uber and then also be able to go up the elevator, go to our room. She was gone with the wind fabulous. Dorothy was very much not there. She was still in the tornado.
Yeah.
And so we were like, you know what? Well, we might as well just go try to get inside. That's our best bet. So we're talking to the second bouncer, and he's for the girls, and he's telling us which order to get into. And so essentially we get in the line, or we actually go up to the line, and Dorothy gets into this bar. And the guy warned us, or told us before basically that Charlie's was for the girls. Mm-hmm. So we finally get all in there, and then...
we finally get all in there, and then we're like, damn, finally we're all in a place. Like, and at this point, too, we left so late, I swear it was like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And this was like in the middle of like daylight savings time, so something wicked was going on where they were like opening the bars like hours later.
Yeah. Something was different was happening.
And so we were there, and we're actually finally feeling it. We're finally able to dance, and we're finally able to have drinks. We're finally able to do this, and these black gay sirens are on the thing. You know what I'm talking?
I do remember that. And they were doing this.
Not my problem. And they're actually just like sitting there, and they're in something sheer.
They said bad.
Yes, that is what they're doing.
To the left.
And we're going, wow.
I can't get through.
That.
They ate it, actually.
And they were like on some top of this thing, and I was like, wow, this is actually really iconic.
Now to put this into preference, like we haven't had this experience ever. I don't know how many of you guys care, but like we just haven't had the girls. Like, this is Chicago. You know, the girls are this is Boys Town. You know, the girls are here. They're out. Like, we're seeing us.
Yeah.
Like, we're seeing us in numbers. Like, I have never ever seen black gays ever. So like, this is very like new territory for us. Continue.
Yeah, and like it was just so interesting.
It was
because
ethereal. Is
It
the
was
word.
it was ethereal, and there was just like a lot of diversity that I just was not expecting.
Literally.
Because especially us coming from PWIs. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
so,
And even our high school was
Yeah,
mostly
it's just
white.
so weird. Like, it was very weird and very interesting. And then we got on top of this fucking block, bitch, and we were actually eating down. And it was going, yes and yes. And that song just came out too, and it was actually really iconic.
Say that shit with your chest.
That is what it was
and
doing.
actually ate. Not the Mariah version.
Yeah, not the Mariah version. Sorry, Mimi stands.
Love
What
you,
are they
Mimi.
called?
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Butterflies?
No.
Bunnies?
No.
They're called something like that. Bunnies, Mimis, butterflies. Oh my god.
Damn, I don't know what it is, but I do know what you're talking about. Whatever.
There's something weird that doesn't even make sense. Sorry.
Love you, Mimi.
But
Kisses.
anyways, we're there and we're actually there to close, and then all of a sudden they play a song that says, "Get the fuck about my house."
They did do that, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, and I think they actually ate that up
They
too.
actually did tear it.
And I'm really like, wow, this is crazy. But then, mind you, I'm gonna tell you what I was peeping during the scene, because being in this certain situation, you're kind of seeing a little bit things. Like, I think I'm also the type of person that like, will have these moments where I'm like something will pop and I'm like a little bit sober when I see something, and I'm seeing these guys.
We were in Sex and the City as the extras.
We were in Sex and the City as the extras, and I'm seeing these guys like slowly start to go up into each other and like dance and have a good time, and then actually somehow they become shirtless too, and I'm going, okay, well, I'm actually not shirtless, and nobody's actually coming up to me, which is fine. And I'm like, this is so interesting. So in my head, I wasn't saying anything, but in my head, I was just thinking like, do they already know each other? All of a sudden, it's going, feel the rush, and they're making out. And I'm like, okay, this is actually a little too much for me. And not in the way you're thinking, but it's just a little too much to me because I'm actually not making out with anybody.
Right.
And I'm going, okay, and they're just like, man, I'm like going, okay, like, so they came here together, they're actually like couple. And then later, the bar finally closes, they say, get the fuck about my house. And we are outside waiting for the Uber. And Alex the Poet is saying...
That's when Alex the Poet came.
Alex the Poet is saying, so give me the Venmo receipt. And then I peep out of my peripheral...
His ear perks
the
like a cat.
same two people who were making out and having the time of their lives on the dance floor go, so... this is so crazy. Go, so what? So what's your name? So who are you? What's your name? And they're getting into the same Uber as each other.
They said, you said what happened?
Yeah, they said, so who are you again? Like, what's your sign? What's your name? And I'm going, wow. Like, can you
That's
guys
crazy.
imagine? And they were actually eating, and good for them, but like also bad for me. Yeah, so that was the first night. I think the second night, Dorothy was fine, more fine.
Dorothy was more fine.
We definitely got to go into a lot more places.
But Dorothy also did a lot Friday at brunch.
Dorothy did a lot at brunch.
Literally, Dorothy did a lot up until the last moment.
Yes.
Which, Dorothy, if you're watching this,
I actually need to respond to Dorothy.
we love you, but it was a lot.
It was a lot.
Dorothy did so much that the place that we were having brunch at contacted us several hours later asking if Dorothy was okay.
Yes, they actually contacted me and said, okay, so basically what happened is I actually always love, I always wanted to experience very much so a Sex in the City, mimosa brunch. Like, I love it. Like, there's just something about like a day drink in your early 20s that's just always gonna
It's
sit
cute,
for
it's
me.
fab.
It's very
it's-
like, but
yeah.
like also like not like at a Darty or a Dager or whatever you want to call it. Just something like at a restaurant. So I was like, I really want us to all, like one of my concrete plans, before I knew about anything else, I was like, we are going to a mimosa brunch. And everybody is going to get drunk at this mimosa brunch. And we did. It was actually very good. My food was delicious. What about yours?
I thought it was really good too.
It was really good. The mimosas weren't the best mimosas I've ever had, but they were good.
Yeah.
And they were bottomless. I will say that. And I was drinking up a storm. Everybody else. You know when you guys? Okay. Do you guys ever like get drunk and you start feeling yourself? Like you're feeling yourself. You get a little drunk. You go into the bathroom. You're looking at yourself in the mirror. You're going, I actually.
You're going, yes, and
That is
yes.
what you're doing, and that's
you're doing this.
And me and Darius went to the bathroom together, and we also went with this other person. And they didn't come out for so long, and I was like, "Oh, they're feeling themselves right now." And they said, "What are you talking about?"
I said, "That's not true."
I said, He said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Oh, they're in there feeling themselves 100% in the mirror." And they came out later, and I said, "What were you doing there?" And they said, "I'm actually was feeling myself." And I said, "I knew it."
That's really.
And
funny.
I was doing the same. I was actually taking pictures in the mirror because I don't know what it is, but it was just iconic. And also, it was actually raining cats and dogs before we got there.
It was actually,
which was so crazy too. But anyways, so we're in there, and then we're just drinking, we're gabbing, we're doing all this, we're doing the gossip, we're doing the fun, we're doing the early 20s ting, and then Dorothy actually just falls out of their seat.
Falls.
And I'm going, okay, check please.
No, literally, we had I feel like we had been it was almost time for us to go. We had been there for a little while, right? And
It turned into lunch. We got there at open.
Yeah.
And now a lot of people, we actually had to switch waitresses into a waiter.
Yes. Into a different, we were there for a while, right? And we were trying to get our bottomless, worth, right? And, things were already happening. Dorothy spilled a drink.
Dorothy did spill a drink.
Dorothy spilled her drink first. And it was already a lot. So, we ended up being able to clean that up or whatever, and we're talking or whatever. And then Dorothy ended up...
Did that stop, or is that still going?
No, that's still going.
Okay.
Dorothy ended... What is that light, though?
I don't know.
I think that means recording. Dorothy ended up, just actually face planting.
Yeah.
Slowly.
Yes, it was very slow, too.
And also, I want you to think about the fact that, no one was minding their business in the restaurant.
At all.
When I tell you that every single person who was there, and at this point it's pretty more full than it was when we walked in.
Yeah, it was very full.
Everyone saw it happen.
They did.
Literally, eyes dart to the table. I'm so embarrassed. I have to get up out my seat and crouch down under the table. I'm so humiliated. And everyone from across the room is like, is she okay?
Yes.
What's going on? I don't know if they knew we had bottomless mimosas.
Yeah, because we were there at lunch. They were going what's going on?
They were literally what's going on? And so at that point, we were all like, okay, we need to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to go. We had overstayed our welcome.
We did.
And so we ended up leaving. And it was raining cats and dogs as soon as we
left. But actually, when we left, Dorothy fell again. Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
Dorothy fell again. And our waiter was also like, okay, are you guys going to leave? I like the waitress better. Because remember we got switched that waiting. He was going, are you sure you want another one?
He
Which
was.
is so crazy to say, but also very valid. And then we actually were doing a lot. And what's crazy is before this, the guests that were coming were like, we want to go shopping after the mimosas. And I was like, I think that's crazy.
Right.
No, it'll be fun if we go shopping a little bit under the influence. And I was like, okay. And we just actually did not do that at all. We went home.
Immediately.
And we went home and everybody took a nap. And I woke up from my nap to a text saying, I actually am the manager there. And we just wanted to check in.
We had several people saying, what was that?
We did. We had several people. They said we actually had several parties very concerned about the state that you left in. And we wanted to make sure you were okay. Did Dorothy die? What is going on? Please let us know. And I just think that is so embarrassing. That's so humiliating.
Oh my God. To get a text. And it was several hours later. We were
hours.
Out of sight, out of mind. And Malik said, oh,
that is what I said.
that is so embarrassing. So if you're ever with your friends, don't be a Dorothy. We love you, Dorothy.
Yeah, but don't be a Dorothy.
But don't be a Dorothy ever.
For real.
Actually.
Unless everybody else is being Dorothy.
Unless everyone else is being Dorothy, and it can only be past 3 a.m.
Yeah.
If the sun is ever out, you can never be a Dorothy. Mm-hmm. Ever, ever, ever. So yeah.
Yeah, but we actually did find out that Chicago doesn't play. We would get home at 5 a.m.
Literally. I think a lot of places
so
closed earlier, but we found Charlie's and it was open. But I'm sure we would find other places in other, boroughs. I guess I don't know. It's not New York, but that have more later times. Yeah. I guess that they close. Thank you.
Watch this.